This is one of those I can't believe my eyes highlights. Once again, Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat looking to clinch their spot in the NBA Finals. It's Game 6 from South Beach. Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics looking to keep their season alive. And boy, did they come out swinging again. Gabe Vincent didn't play in Game 5, was a go in Game 6. As you see, he nails the deep three. Other end we go, it's Jason Tatum once again for show. Tatum, relentless in his first half approach. He had 25 in the first half and a beautiful dime up top to Robert Williams, channeling his inner Stromile Swift. Unlike Tatum, Butler really struggled in the first half, just 2 for 10. That's one of the two. Miami, though, hanging around. At the half, Boston led it 57-53, third quarter. Butler, a beautiful find to Gabe Vincent, who twirls midair and even knocks his own shoe off. He's looking for a foul and also looking to put his shoe back on. He'd get his shoe back on, and he'd get a front row seat to watch some beautiful patience from Marcus Smart. He had 21 points. Jaylen Brown found the range. How about 9 for 16 for Brown, who struggled most of this series? He had 26 in this one. Miami still hanging around. How about Duncan Robinson with a deep three-pointer, cutting the Heat deficit down to 1. Robinson trying to get him some more. He'll miss. Guess who's there? It's Butler. He had 3 big fourth quarter buckets. You're about to see all 3. That one gave Miami their first lead since the first quarter. Here comes Tatum once again, cutting back dough on Butler. Celtics back out in front, and then Smart is going to extend that Boston lead to 10. Under 5 minutes to go. They're sitting pretty, looking to force a Game 7 back in their building. But Butler's got other plans. That three-pointer was the second of 3 fourth quarter field goals. Here's the third, and this and one cuts the Miami deficit down to a point after 1 Celtics free throw. Miami's got a chance to tie or win with 3 seconds to go. Butler's trying to pull up. He's fouled by Al Horford. Initially called a 2. It's actually the Celtics who challenged this one. And as the refs review it, they realize that Butler was behind the line. So not only does Boston not get the foul overturned, Butler gets 3 free throws with a chance to give Miami the lead, and he buries all 3. 103-102. Celtics got one last chance with 3 seconds to go. They inbound to Marcus Smart. He misses. Game over, right? It's Derrick White on the putback, but it's no way that's any good. Wait a minute. Let's look at this thing one more again. I know he didn't. Ain't no way he... Derrick White gets this thing out of his hands with a 1/10 of a second to go. The Boston Celtics have done the unthinkable. They force a decisive Game 7 with a game winner at the buzzer. What's up, everybody? It's yours truly. I'm the one and only. I'm Who's Pharaoh. Who else is going to nearly lose their voice delivering a highlight to the people? I got to relax, man. I'm going to lose my voice one day and never get it back. Anywho, I don't want this to come across like it's tithes and offering. I promise this is free 99. If you're enjoying the great quality content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Look, there are some content creators that got day jobs. For me, this is my entire livelihood. So your subscription, though it may seem like a little thing to you, it truly means the world to me. This is how I afford my livelihood. So if you're enjoying the great quality content, before you get up out of here, make sure you hit the subscribe button so I can continue to do this going forward, grow the platform to new heights. Thank you for the love. If you're rocking with your boy, I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of this video as I break down Game 6. Boy, was it crazy.
It's off to Smart for the 7th game. No, could have been tipped in, but the buzzer sounded. The light was on. It'll be reviewed.
I don't think he got that in time. Great effort by Derrick White.
And didn't I say you have...
Oh, they're saying on the floor, they're counting it.
You have to protect the offensive rebound.
Not even a question in the back of my mind. This was, to me, the best game of the 2022-23 season. When you look at everything that was at stake for both of these squads. Boston trying to keep their season alive. This was the Miami Heat's last home game of this series, and maybe this postseason, to me, the best game of this year. Instant classic. Man, literally, I'm going to do my best to break down this game for everybody that didn't watch it, and even for those who did watch it. I'm going to do my best to break this game down, but I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't do this game justice. It's not a game that you're going to see 3,000 big-time plays, but it truly was worth the watch. If you did sit down and watch, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Boston Celtics come out of the gate, and they're bringing it, man. They're just bringing it on both ends of the court. I love the way Marcus Smart has been playing, especially in the first half of these basketball games. Jaylen Brown comes out and knocks down a couple jump shots to let the squad know, yo, I got it this time around. The big dudes for Boston, whether it be Al Horford and Robert Williams, both making an impact on this series. Al Horford, you know, he's 36 years old. His legs look 26. He's bouncing in ways I did not see him bounce in his 20s. Derrick White, some clutch plays, obviously in the fourth, but this dude just always had a timely bucket for Boston. And how about Jason Tatum, who had struggled, you know, at different points throughout this postseason, also has had some really great highs. Lows really bad, highs really, you know, high. This first half was a high. You know, Jason Tatum, you know, he let the other guys get going out the gate, and then he just found his groove. And towards the end of that first and that second quarter, he was just a bona fide bucket in that first half. Now, here's the thing. The Celtics could not put the Miami Heat away. They go up 6, 8, 10, 12 points, and Miami would make a bucket there just to stay around. A turnover from Boston would lead to a Miami score. An offensive rebound by the Heat would keep them alive on a possession that was going nowhere, and they get a bucket and keep that deficit close. And by the half, I think they were down about 4 points were Miami, and they just kept fighting. And a lot of that fight, to be honest with you guys, was the fight of guys like Caleb Martin and Duncan Robinson, if you want me to be real with you. I don't know what's going on with Jimmy Butler. I don't know what's going on with Bam Adebayo. Obviously, this is a tough series. Jimmy played 47 minutes. If you look at that stat line, you see Jimmy Butler had 24 points. Trust and believe me, a lot of those points came at the free throw line. He was super aggressive in the fourth quarter. I don't want to take nothing away from the brother in the fourth, but he wasn't 24 points good for Miami in this game. He made some clutch free throws and a couple clutch buckets late. But be clear, for most of this game, Miami just had to get offense where they could. 5 of 21 for your star, and then Bam Adebayo with a 4 for 16 effort. You can't go 9 for 37 and win a lot of games from your best two players. That was not good enough somehow, some way, because Boston's one of those teams, when they're making shots, they feel great. When they're not, nothing else goes their way, and they just sometimes get lethargic defensively. Because Boston is a team that just allows their opponents to stick around, they did it every series of these playoffs. This is how we get to a spot where this game is close with a couple minutes to go, and back and forth action, some questionable calls. I thought the refs actually did a good job late. I thought the problem was, though, they let these guys play physical early and then tried to really tighten it up later in the game. And, you know, oftentimes we see the opposite. You know, they oftentimes call it really physical early, and then late they let things go. That wasn't the case. You had some weird calls there. And how about this? Jimmy Butler gets fouled and goes to the free throw line, which what we thought to be 2 free throws on that last possession there for Miami. How about this? How fitting had it have been for Coach Joe Mazzulla's season to end on a weird, quirky call from him? So in that scenario, Boston calls a challenge to try to, you know, protest that foul that was called on Al Horford on Jimmy Butler. In the midst of that, the refs review, was it a 2 or 3? Now, I don't know if they would have reviewed that anyway, but I thought action was just going to keep going. Because of Coach Joe Mazzulla using the Celtics timeout, they go to the monitor, and as they're reviewing, was it a foul call? It was clearly a foul on Horford. They also see that Jimmy Butler's feet are behind the line. So that changes that 2-pointer to a 3-pointer. With Miami down 2, Butler goes to the line, makes all 3 free throws. They take the lead. They're up 1, 3 seconds to go. Celtics looking to get the ball into Tatum. I thought they made a better choice by getting it into Marcus Smart. I actually thought Tatum was pretty bad down the stretch of this basketball game. I thought he missed a couple of wide open guys and took some contested shots that I just thought were ill-advised. Jaylen Brown was open. I counted at least 3 times down the stretch that Tatum just didn't want to hit him. And he had been doing a great job of facilitating, but in the end, you are your game. And I just thought Tatum just wanted that moment a little too bad for me. That kind of left that door open for Miami as well. You know, some of the plays he missed down the stretch, attacking and just not getting the calls his way and making some suspect drives and some suspect plays. Brown got hawked a lot by Tatum. They didn't get the ball into Tatum. They go to Smart. Smart takes an off-balance shot that he can make, but he misses that one. And how about Derrick White? Literally gets it off the fingertips with 0.2 seconds to go. And literally, the call of it is messed up, right? Kevin Harlan, the person that you want on the call for that shot in that moment, literally doesn't even get a usual, we don't even get a usual Kevin Harlan call because he just thought that shot, no way it got off before time expired. No way from D. White did it get off without it being on his hands. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm usually a good judge of if a shot got off in time or not before the replays. Like, I'm usually really good at seeing it in game speed. I thought D. White's shot was more than a half a second late. And when they showed that first replay, and I said, oh my gosh, he got it off in time. It shocked everybody. Kevin Harlan actually tried to go back to the call and make something out of nothing and try to act like, yo, this was the first time he had saw it. But it was too late to capture that moment because it literally shocked everybody that was watching that game. Man, Diddy was at the game. He was acting bad on the front row as a boss should with his queen, Young Miami. They showed Diddy throughout that game, that fourth quarter, as Miami was making their run. They showed him like 4 times when Jimmy Butler made those 3 free throws. Diddy was acting bad. He was acting bad on the front row. Man, Derrick White made that tip in. They didn't show Diddy acting bad no more. I think Diddy ran out of that arena. We ain't see Diddy no more again. I don't think he was acting bad no more. I think he was acting good and got the hell up out that building quickly while the rest of everybody just sat there stunned at what they just saw. Miami loses on their home court in Game 6 and now got to travel and play a Game 7 less than 48 hours back in Boston, where you know that crowd is going to be on a gazillion for their team to come back down 3 games to zip to force a decisive Game 7, a place where only but few teams have even gotten to, which is forcing a Game 7 down 3-0, a place that we've never in the history of the NBA ever seen a team accomplish this feat of coming back down 3-0 in a series. It feels like we're on the verge of seeing our first one. Now, I picked the Miami Heat in 6. Y'all know this is probably one of my worst years ever with picks. I've gotten too many wrong, but I got to be honest with you. I'm not mad that I'm wrong about this series because I'm enjoying it. At first, I wanted Miami just to get rest when they went up 3-0 to give me a great NBA Finals. But the way Boston has played, I'm so happy that this weird, wild, wacky series finally got its iconic instant classic game. This, like, up until this point, we had some okay games, a couple of good games, but no great games. No games that you remember when you look back on this series and say, man, that game, remember when Derrick White did that? We finally got that game. And maybe we forget about it if Miami wins on Boston's home court. They get a chance to avenge their Game 7 loss on their home court to Boston last year. They now get to do it to the Celtics. They get a chance there in Game 7 on the Celtics home floor. We shall see if Jimmy Butler and company can accomplish this goal. He guaranteed Game 6 was wrong, and he's also guaranteed Game 7 along with his head coach, Eric Spoelstra. We'll see what's left of Miami. They left a lot of it on the court. So did the Celtics. I don't know if Kyle Lowry has anything left in the tank. Tyler Hero looks very healthy with some of these fits that he's been throwing on. It looks like he's healthy putting his clothes on in the morning. The Heat could use a few minutes if he's good to go. I'm assuming they were trying to wait and rest him for the NBA Finals. there might not be an NBA Finals because the Boston Celtics, ladies and gentlemen, have all the momentum as this Game 7 is happening on Memorial Day. Oh, my goodness, it's going down. Game 7, Heat Celtics, the winner gets Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets in the NBA Finals. Great game. Great game.